Please do like, share, and subscribe and press the bell icon.
Hello everyone. While explaining chapter 1 of class 9, I have explained relative atomic mass, relative molecular mass, empirical formula, how to calculate the various molecular masses or to balance the equations. But some students, they just wanted to know more in detail about the relative atomic mass. So today I will be just discussing only the relative atomic masses and the relative molecular mass, the concept, just to be more clear with it. So it's a requested video, and moreover you are having this concept in class 9 as well as in class 10. So all the students, those who are in class 9 as well as class 10, you can just go through it so that the concept becomes more clear to you. So today we'll be discussing about the relative atomic mass. Now we know that the atoms are very small particles, very small, extremely small. Atom was discovered by the Dalton. It was found that it is very difficult to find the mass of an atom, such a small particle. You just imagine a particle which is so small, extremely small, which you cannot even see with your eyes. And if you have been asked to find out the mass of such small particles, it becomes very difficult. So it was decided that instead of finding out the atomic masses of such small particles, it's better to compare the atomic mass of such small particles with the mass of some atom whose mass has already been found out. Like in those days, mass of hydrogen was already been found out, so the scientists, they decided that they will be comparing the mass of all the other atoms with the mass of hydrogen. You just imagine, suppose if you are having a mustard seed, and if you have been asked to find out the mass of a mustard seed, it becomes impossible. But if I ask you to compare the mass of mustard seed with the mass of a tomato, things becomes at least bit easier. I'm not saying it's very easy, but at least to some extent it becomes a bit easier. We can tell that mass of a mustard seed is negligible as compared to the mass of a potato. So in this way, the scientists, they decided to compare the masses of all the other elements with the mass of hydrogen. At the same time, in those days, it was Avogadro who gave his hypothesis, that is, equal volumes of gases contain the equal number of particles if the temperature and pressure are being kept constant. I repeat once again, equal volumes of the gases contain equal number of particles at constant temperature and pressure. Now what does it mean? Suppose if we are having a container containing 1 liter of hydrogen, another container containing 1 liter of nitrogen. Now their volumes are same. So if the volumes are same and both these containers are being maintained at same temperature and same pressure. Suppose if I say the same constant temperature, let it be room temperature, and the atmosphere and pressure be, let it be the atmospheric pressure. So if the temperature and pressure are same, suppose if this contains 10 million particles, if hydrogen, the container having hydrogen, it is containing 10 million particles. So this another container which is having nitrogen, there also the particles will be 10 millions. Now those particles may be your atoms, ions or molecules. Suppose if this is having 10 million molecules, the other container will also be having 10 million molecules. If this container of hydrogen is having 10 million atoms of hydrogen, this will also be having 10 million atoms of nitrogen. If this container is having 10 million ions of hydrogen, this will also be having 10 million ions of nitrogen. So the particles, number of particles will be same if their volumes are same and they have been maintained at the same temperature and pressure. So this was another thing which was related with the atoms. That is because that was the scientists, they were finding it very difficult to calculate the atomic masses, so they were coming up with all these hypotheses. So this was another thing which the scientists came up. And first one, as I already said, that they compared the masses of all the other atoms with the mass of hydrogen. So mass of one atom of hydrogen is 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 24 grams, which was already found out. By some way they found out the mass of one atom of hydrogen, and they started comparing the masses of all the other atoms which they knew at that time with the mass of one atom of hydrogen. Then after this, they found out that the masses of all the other elements, like their masses, some of the atoms were very heavy, and mass of hydrogen is very less. That is simply 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 24 grams, which is a very less mass. And whereas other atoms, their masses are more. Like for chlorine, the mass is 35.5. Then mass of oxygen, that is that was 24.56 grams. That time it was found out. So things were becoming very difficult. So then after hydrogen, they considered oxygen as a standard. That is, they considered that the mass of all the other atoms, they will be comparing with the mass of oxygen atom. And that time the mass of oxygen atom was found to be 26.56 into 10 raised to minus 24 grams. So then from hydrogen they switched on to oxygen. And after oxygen, then even there also they were not satisfied, because some of the elements are having very high atomic masses. Like nitrogen is having 14 as atomic mass. So then after oxygen they came to carbon. Now carbon 12 isotope, that is, they said that they will be comparing the atomic masses of all the other elements with the atomic mass of carbon 12 isotope. And one more thing, here I have written that is mass of one atom of hydrogen, we are taking it as 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram, that was found out. And here this also is in points, fractional minus 24, so this becomes difficult for calculation, and so they, for the sake of simplicity, we are writing down it as 1 AMU, that is 1 atomic mass unit. Now coming to the, so this, when we are comparing something, when you compare something, that is mass of one atom of a particular element, you are comparing it with the mass of carbon 12, or you are comparing it with the mass of hydrogen, or with the mass of oxygen. That means you are relating two atoms. When the masses of two atoms are being related, we call that as a relative atomic mass. The word itself, it suggests you relative. Relative to what? Relative to what? That means mass of one atom is been related with the mass of other atom. That is called as the relative atomic mass. So first hydrogen was taken as a standard. After hydrogen came, and hydrogen 1.67 to 10 raised to minus 24. They compared the masses of all the other elements with this. And in order to make it simpler, they converted, they said it is a 1 atomic mass unit. And masses of all the other elements were compared with the mass of hydrogen. After hydrogen came oxygen. There also they were not happy and not satisfied. So then they came up to carbon 12, that is mass of all the other elements, they started comparing with the mass of carbon 12 isotope. And then they defined that is a relative atomic mass is the number of times one atom of the element is heavier than 1 by 12 times the mass of carbon 12. I repeat, relative atomic mass is the number of times one atom of the element is heavier than 1 by 12 the mass of carbon 12. Therefore, and they also came up with this relation, that is RAM is equals to mass of the one atom of the element. Mass of one atom of the element, and how they are comparing, we just see how they compare mass of one atom of the element divided by 1 by 12 the mass of carbon 12 atom. So we can, what does it mean? Relative atomic mass means what? It is how many times. I am just rubbing it off, you just go through this definition. Okay, or let me write, or I am just writing down over here. Relative atomic mass is, so relative atomic mass is how many times one atom of an element is heavier than 1 by 12 the mass of carbon 12 isotope. When you are saying is the number of times one atom of the element is heavier than 1 by 12 times the mass of carbon 12. What does it mean? That relative atomic mass means that how many times one atom of an element is heavier than 1 by 12 the mass of carbon 12. Now look here, 1 by 12 the mass of carbon 12. What does it mean? What is 1 by 12 the mass of carbon 12? Just go through it, then I will just rub it off. Now 1 by 12. Now mass of carbon 12. We write on carbon 12. In this way, that is atomic mass we are writing down in the 12. Mass of carbon 12 is 12 AMU. Now for hydrogen, as I told you, 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram, and they told it they consider it for sake of simplicity, we are calling it as 1 AMU. Similarly, this is also 12 point something grams, but for sake of simplicity we take it as 12 AMU. Mass of carbon 12 is 12 AMU, that is 12 atomic mass unit. Okay, and if we divide it by, that is mass of 1 by 12th of carbon 12 will be how much? That is equals to 1 by 12 into 12. So this cancels. What do we get? 1 AMU. Yes. So relative atomic mass, let us calculate the relative atomic mass of certain elements. Relative atomic mass of oxygen, for example. So this will be what? Mass of one atom of oxygen upon 1 by 12th the mass of carbon 12. Now mass of one atom of an oxygen, that is 16 upon 1 by 12th, we are getting it as 1. So relative atomic mass of oxygen is equals to 16 AMU. Similarly, is it clear? 16 AMU. Similarly, relative atomic mass of helium, we know atomic mass of helium is 4, so that will be 4 upon this 1 by 12th of carbon 12, that is 1 by 12 into 12. So that is how much? That is 1 AMU. So 4 by 1, so that is going to be 4 AMU. That is the relative atomic mass of helium. Then let's consider relative atomic mass of nitrogen. That is 14, and nitrogen is 14, and we divide by this 1, so this will be 14 AMU. Look here, once again I tell you, if some quantity is very big, we can take our physical balance and we can measure the mass. But atoms are so small that you cannot take a physical balance. You cannot take a weighing machine and you find out their mass. So what do? Instead of taking a physical balance or a weighing machine, we are just comparing the mass of these atoms with the mass of carbon 12, and that is how we are getting the relative atomic masses of certain elements. So in this way, relative atomic masses of all the other elements were compared, and hence we got the relative atomic masses of all the other elements. Then you will find, when you just go through on the very first few pages of your chemistry book, you will find that the relative atomic masses of all the elements are being given over there. And you will find that most of the elements, their atomic masses, relative atomic masses, are not the whole numbers, they are in some fractions. Now how does it happen? When you are calculating this relative atomic masses, now we know that most of the elements, many of the elements, they exist in their different isotopic forms. They exist in various isotopic forms. So what do? We calculate their relative atomic mass depending on the relative abundance. For example, let me give you an example to make the things more clear. That is, chlorine exists as 1735. There are two isotopes of chlorine. Chlorine exists as two isotopes. So what are the isotopes? Isotopes are the atoms of the element having the same atomic number but different mass number. So we are chlorine, same atomic number and different mass. So another isotope of chlorine, that is 17, same atomic number and the mass number is 37. So isotopes are the atoms of the element having the same atomic number but different atomic masses. So abundance of chlorine, that is chlorine found in the nature, there are two isotopes, chlorine 1735 and chlorine 1737. So how do we calculate the relative atomic masses for chlorine? We know that their abundance in the nature is, that is this appear in 3 parts and this in 1 part, or we can say the ratio of Cl1735 to Cl1737. Their ratio is 3:1. Clear? So in order to calculate their relative atomic masses, how we calculate it? That is this 35 into 3 plus 37 into 1 upon 3 plus 1. So when you calculate it, you will be finding that their value comes out as 35.5 AMU. This is the relative atomic mass for chlorine. So in this way, the atomic mass of all the isotopes are calculated in this way, and they were compared with the atomic mass of carbon 12. That is this. Suppose if I am saying 35.5. If we are saying that we are comparing, it means what? It is 35.5 times heavier than the mass of carbon 12 isotope. So this is what is their relative atomic mass. But when you are calculating the relative molecular mass, let me just calculate the relative molecular mass and then explain you. That is relative molecular mass. So look here, when you consider the atoms, we call this as relative atomic mass. When you consider the molecules, we call that as relative molecular mass. So we take a particular molecule. Let's consider the relative molecular mass of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. Now atomic mass of hydrogen, that is equals to 1, sulfur is equals to 32, and oxygen is equals to 16. These are the atomic masses of these elements. So we'll substitute over here, that is 1 into 2. This 1 and it is 2. So 1 into 2 plus sulfur is how many? 1, that is 32, plus this 16. So 16 into 4. And we get this as 98 AMU. That is the relative molecule. So what does it mean? The relative molecular mass of sulfuric acid, that is RAM of H2SO4, is 98 times heavier than 98 times it is heavier than carbon 12 isotope. Now heavier than carbon 12 isotope means what? That is 12 into 1 by 12. So it is 98 times heavier than 12 into 1 by 12. Got it? Similarly, if you calculate RMM of water, that is H2O. So this will be what? Hydrogen atomic mass of atomic weight of hydrogen, that is atomic weight or atomic mass is one and the same thing. Atomic weight of hydrogen is equals to 1. Then oxygen is equals to 16. So let us calculate over here. This will be capital. Okay. So let's calculate over here. That is 1 into 2 plus 16. So we get this as 18 AMU. So it means what? That one molecule of water is 18 times heavier than the mass of, that is 18 times one molecule of water is 18 times heavier than the mass of carbon 12 isotope. Sorry, is heavier than 1 by 12th. Sorry, 1 by 12th the mass of carbon 12. This also RAM of sulfuric acid 98 times heavier than 1 by 12th the mass of carbon 12. I repeat once again, relative molecular mass of sulfuric acid. So these are the atomic masses. We substitute into this and we get this as, that is 1 into 2 plus 32 plus 16 into 4, we get this 98 AMU. So meaning of this, that is relative molecular mass of sulfuric acid is 98 times heavier than 1 by 12 the mass of carbon 12. Now 1 by 12 is how much? It is 12 into 1 by 12. So that is equals to what? That is equals to 1 AMU. So 98 times heavier than 1 AMU. Or Like in order to make it even more easy, we can say it is 98 times heavier than 1 AMU. This also, we are getting relative molecular mass of water is 18 AMU. So 1 molecule of water is 18 times heavier than the mass of heavier than the 1/12 the mass of carbon 12. So it means what? It is 18 AMU is heavier than 1/12 is how much? 1 AMU is heavier than 1 atomic mass unit. Is it clear? So that is how we get the concept of the relative molecular mass and the relative atomic mass. So when you are saying that is 1/12 itself, what does it do? 12 times. When we are saying one molecule is 1/12 the mass of carbon 12. So 1/12 means what? 12 into 1/12. So that we are getting it as 1 AMU. So that is what it all means of the relative atomic mass and the relative molecular mass. So I hope it's clear, students. Thank you.